little bit the both of it, that you want to become better in your product and achieve all other things, and then you have also obviously to stick to the localization and legal requirements.
Samar, I can also add here something about this sustainability. Honestly, all nations are working on multiple initiatives to tackle climate change and move from linear economics to circular economics. So design waste out, reuse, recycle, and repair to reduce the overuse of natural resources. So companies also taking action on the circular economy and adapting their operations and business models because there is a high loss of value in waste. So quite frankly, our planet cannot sustain this rhythm anymore. So this is why it's just not to think about it's just a regulation or tax or any other things also. We need to be aware this is a need to help Mother Nature that we are living. So companies has to take it very seriously. I understand you might think that this represents just a few more laws and regulations that of MOD, but if you look closer, what is stated by the European Union, there is a coming industry flavor sustainability topic is on the way, like batteries regulation, emissions trading system, directive rules and requirements for energy labeling and eco-design regulation level, digital products passport. So single market for green products like. So this is why I think this mindset and cultural change also another dimension of the sustainability within the companies and organizations.
No, right, absolutely. You know, there's, I think we all feel that, you know, as citizens, as responsible members of society, we're all living through this right now, right? There's wildfires across Europe, Spain, Portugal, Turkey, even, and here, even in the UAE where I live, you know, you can really feel the difference of climate change, and you can't just ignore it anymore, right? And it's a reality in the environment all around us. I'd like to invite the audience again, if you have any comments or questions, do stick your hand up. Happy to have you join the stage. This is a social audio experience, so it's all about interaction.
I see Mosher on the line.
Yes,
Mosher, what about the sustainability topic around KSA? How you face requests from the customers? Have you experienced any kind of demand?
Let me promote Mosher to the stage. All right, Mosher, yeah, do unmute, and I'd love to get your input.
Yes, thank you for having me, Samal and Gulshan. Yeah, so in Saudi Arabia, sustainability is a big theme indeed, with very ambitious sustainability KPIs by 2030 as part of the Economic Transformation Program and the Vision 2030 here in KSA. And this is having sort of a trickle-down effect on organizations in different sectors in sustainability KPIs as part of their long-term and short-term strategies. So definitely, yes, big theme in Saudi.
I'm sure. Can I ask? I saw yesterday the new NEOM video. Looks incredible, right? This incredible ambition to build a city in a straight line that's fully sustainable and renewable. Now, from your perspective, how is industry in KSA preparing to deliver, such an ambitious sustainable city program?
Indeed, yes. So the new cities are built around sustainability, and most of these cities will be carless. And industries are adopting, let's say, or the customers in the industry are adopting best practices from around the globe, trying to gain experiences from different parts of the globe where similar things have been adopted. This is not an entirely new idea. But trying not to reinvent the wheel, getting to use the experiences that we have reached so far as as globally as we can, and start off by putting more aggressive KPIs from there, actually, more aggressive than what has already been achieved. And as you know, when you raise your benchmark or targets, you will achieve more than better results.
All right, thank you. Just seeing the panel. So you've got 6 listeners right now. Stamatia, good to have you with us. You want to raise your hand and join the conversation. Great to have you on the stage with us. So Kai, back to you. I think since you're back in the apparel, footwear, and fashion industry, given the acceleration of concern amongst consumers around this topic, how does that demand translate into what your organization sees in terms of what customers are willing to buy?
Well, it's a little bit, like I said, is that we put already good effort since a decade to make the products themselves more healthy, more sustainable, and also long lasting. Is it always the same level for each and every product category? Maybe not. But you feel the change of the behavior and of the choices of the consumers in regards that, especially in our industry, in the sporting goods industry, to have a longer duration and using times than before. So it's a little bit different than pure fashion. You don't need to go for a new jacket because of a different color or different style. You definitely take most value out of the function, and it proves what the jacket needs to do.
Right. So now a product has more of a purpose rather than just filling a fashion, which is a temporal sort of need. Again, a shout out to all the listeners. If you want to stick your hand up, welcome to join the stage and enter the conversation. Welcome Nur, welcome Stamatia. As a test, do put your hands up. We're glad to have you enter the conversation. So back to you, Gulcin. So what was your perspective of what we've heard so far in terms of organizations ramping up and how they're preparing, and also the changing mindset of the consumer?
Yeah. Which is very interesting. The new demanding consumer also would like to push the retailer and consumers for sustainability, because they also choose the consumer or retailer who has been a contribution to the sustainability, and they really choose the product which has a sustainability project. Because when I go to supermarket, for example, Coop in Switzerland, it's also our customer. We have been work together. So they have been implementing one of our replenishment project. So when you go to grocery, the direction has been put onto the shelves that the last expiry date, if it is close to apple in the fruits section, they direct it to you on this way when you open your app. So it's also with buying with this retail grocery, when the application also directs you to the fruit which is close to the expiry date is coming. So you also feel that you are helping this company while they are also have a contribution to the sustainability by zero waste food strategy. So it is really interesting as a consumer, which I experience that to be part of this sustainability project, when you do something, eat something, buy something, if it is in the company's strategy, you feel also as a responsible citizen, because I believe this sustainability is the most ambitious project that humankind has ever done. So as a person, when you support the company or when you support the grocery or fashion retailer that who is contributing to sustainability, that you have been part of it with the collaboration with consumer and the producer, it's produce fantastic outcomes.
Yeah, and I think you raised some very, very important insight there.
Yeah.
It's a global project. It's impacting everyone. It's going to require a major effort from individuals, countries, nations, and companies to work together to actually achieve this. Noor, I saw your hand up briefly. Would you like to add some comment to this? Stamatia, Manal, would love to hear from you and get your perspective. Just click on the button to raise your hand, and you can join the stage. Manal, yes. Let me just promote you up.
Thank you, Samar, and thank you everyone for this very interesting discussion. So, I mean, from my perspective, another topic that comes to mind when we speak about sustainability is obviously, as Gulshan mentioned, so really the efficiency that we use when it comes to let's say managing the resources we have, right? And the example of using fruits near expiration is actually a very good one. So what I would like to also understand also from Gulshan is how can technology actually help us when it comes to really making us more efficient, essentially at first of all as consumers when we buy, and also for companies in terms of what they offer.
What was the question? Sorry, I lost your voice last minute, Manal. How technology helps to...
How technology can help in creating efficiency for the consumer, by recommending what they exactly need.
Yeah.
On one side, and then on the other side, maybe when it comes to the retailer themselves, how can it help them offer what's needed as well? So that in the middle we don't have waste.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've seen any examples in your work or but that when you were speaking a little bit earlier, that's something that I probably wanted to ask you a little bit more on.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Thank you. So sustainability let me first touch to this first point about retailer perspective. So sustainability in the retail industry is a crucial lever to increase customer loyalty, raise profits, and effectively improve the business process. At the same time, these improvements are also good for the environment, society, and the business. So consumers have increasing expectations for the products they buy, which I have given an example a few minutes ago. From sourcing through production to delivery, they expect everything to be good for the environment and the society. Today, the success or failure of brand is directly linked to its contribution to environmental and social responsibility. So this is why both consumer and the retailer has to be part of the sustainability part. So if we just split into three areas: circular economy, zero waste; climate action, zero emissions; sustainable brands, zero inequality. We have also circular economy principles help retailers maintain their relationship with consumer in various moments of circularity, moments of buying, sharing, recycling, or donating. Producing and distributing goods according to consumer demands and avoiding overstocking and wasting of resources and goods are key to sustainability, but also contribute significantly to a retailer's profit. So when we come to how technology helps this area, we have a tremendous areas that we are helping our customers. You can say, what are you doing and the sustainability? For example, in the digital supply chain, run sustainable consumer supply chains. I can give an example. In the current practice, retailers need to redesign supply chains into consumer value chains with full transparency and commitment to customer service while increasing efficiency and optimizing cost. In the current practice, from operational lean logistic process for material flows that were focused on cost efficiency, but next practice, when we focusing the sustainable company to a resilient supply network that quickly and efficiently delivers what customers want, where and when they want it, while minimizing the sustainability impact. So when we see here, sustainable design and sourcing, returns and waste, consumption, store fulfillment, supply chain planning, logistic execution, each part is this part of a circle. So you have been supporting end-to-end traceability. The retail supply chain of the future is a collaborative one. So you need to be resilient, connected supply chain, business networks, technologies, and digital tools allow strong business results, greater supply chain resilience, and transparency. So logistic processes are managed sustainability by saving resources and protecting the environment. But also retailers has to encourage and support the ecosystem. Also, they need to be supported by the sustainability strategy. I hope I answer your question.
Yes, thank you, Gulcin.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Gulcin. Very, very thorough analysis there. I think in practical steps, Manal, obviously, organization we work for SAP, we have a whole host of solutions for enabling efficiency for the end consumer to ensure that the choices that they make are the most optimal ones. From managing a shelf edge space to replenishment, through accurate management of the warehouse, for example. We have a whole host of solutions and innovations that work across the entire ecosystem and the entire architecture. So it doesn't have to be just SAP solutions, but we integrate all sorts of solutions together to drive the ultimate efficiency, because ultimately insight is what you're going to generate. And with insight, you can make better decisions. And so one angle, for example, that we're working on is to enable customers to make better design decisions. So, for example, the plastic tax, Gulcin and I are working on that together right now. One of the key functionalities coming down the track for that is once you've got a clear model of what you have today in your production system that involves plastic packaging, is now to make smarter decisions and get recommendations from the system using machine learning to improve the packaging itself. So that way you can, over time, mitigate and reduce the content of harmful chemicals or plastic, for example, in your product packaging. And so this sort of insight, if you like, is actually, I think, as Gulcin touched upon earlier, I think is actually a big data problem as well. And sustainability is one of the outcomes we're trying to achieve, but the input required, and back to the title of this this topic today, strategy remix, sustainability delivered. I think data is the key lever here. You need the right data, you need the right insight, you need the right input to make those decisions and drive the solutions to enable that efficiency. I don't know if Manal, you have a view around that, or what's your perspective? Manal, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
So, sorry, I wasn't sure if the question was addressed to me or to someone else.
Yes, to you. So what's your perspective on that, in terms of leveraging data to deliver this? But from your perspective, what are you seeing?
Yes, so obviously I work on a different industry, which are the healthcare and local government industries. And what we've seen from a government perspective is obviously more direction when it comes to tax and taxation to drive sustainability. And this in turn needs obviously data and also a basis on which to calculate those taxes, right? So I think that's one thing we're seeing. From a healthcare standpoint, so interestingly, if we think of sustainability from a healthcare perspective, I think one thing that comes across is financial sustainability as well. So how do we make the cost of care equal to the outcome of care, right? So this has been a big theme that we've seen in the healthcare industry. And for that, we definitely need to use data and try to find out. So what is the optimal way to deliver care with the required steps that we perform on a patient, and not kind of over deliver for it not to cost too much. So I think, and that can only be done with proper data. So when it comes to outcomes measurement, for example, when it comes to also measuring costs as well. So this is certainly very important from a healthcare standpoint.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. So really great insights.
Samar, I would like to also add one thing about when I am also part of the retail industry. So I think also companies today look at a new business model in the context of societal and environmental ecosystems and start to address the planet's most persistent challenges with sustainability-driven networks aligned with consumer value system, resulting in lifelong customer relationships and creating a new revenue stream.